Welcome back to Inside Columbia Basketball Podcast, presented by Vanderwater. Apparently they pay us to say that. I'm Meg Rojas, joined by Kyle Matrician, who is in the Hudson, and Mike Kowalski, who is in front of Rosebud Hotel. He's
Motel.
Sorry.
I mean, do you watch?
He's an extra for Schitt's Creek.
I was going to say, at least you knew what it was from.
This week we have Hannah Pratt, a junior on the women's basketball team, and we are joined by Josh, Pat, and Zavian from the men's team, and we are very excited. Spoiler alert, Hannah Pratt talks about some cooking that we might not want to try, but it looked sort of appealing.
It was pretty good.
Surprisingly good.
Good.
It looked all right. It looked okay. But how's everyone doing?
Doing great, surviving this blizzard right now as we're recording on a Monday.
The Hudson looks great right now, though.
The Hudson looks clear. Rosebud Hotel looks great.
So
yeah.
You never know.
Blue skies. Never know.
Recording this on a Monday, going live on a Friday. So yeah.
Organized.
I could set up like a camera outside, and that could be my virtual background, like a background of the snow falling and all of that. If you wanted, Ro. Only if you wanted.
I mean, it would be really great if we had if we just cut to you right now and you're outdoors giving us like a weather update.
Report. Yeah.
Funny you mentioned that, Ro. Funny you mentioned that.
New segment?
No. Over the summer when we had the tropical system that came through and it was like really windy, I attempted to go outside and report on the weather.
Right.
As it was very windy and rainy outside because I was trying to be funny. And and there were like tree branches down and everything. And I don't know if I'll put this video up or not. And I came, there's a driveway right over here. And I was recording myself and I got into the driveway because I was going to go into the backyard and it was getting pretty windy. And the neighbor's gate blew open and attacked me as I was walking with the phone, and I think I was recording, and all of a sudden I was like, look out. Because the gate literally almost killed me as I was trying to be funny outside. So moral of the story is don't do that.
Don't do that.
Just don't do that.
I do, not that this is a segue from your story, but I do have a question for you guys. How has it been for you when you say something funny on Zoom? Kyle, I know we've had a couple issues with this in the past.
Thank you.
Where
Listen, my humor goes over much better on our Zoom meetings than it does on these podcasts. Just in case you're watching and listening. Well, I think it's because you guys try. When I give my jokes, you guys just give me the look, and
we have to. It's a bit now.
Yeah.
We have
it's my segment. That's what it is.
We let you just suffer in that. Yeah. But this morning I thought I said something like really funny in our staff meeting. Like really funny. Like if we were in person, I felt like I would have delivered it well. And it just it wasn't, no one laughed. And I had like a moment, I was like, Zoom's tough.
Tough to read the room.
It is.
It's really hard. It's hard.
It's like a step above a text where you can't quite tell tone sometimes, or an email.
Yeah.
Well, and sometimes you try to tell a joke and you're on Zoom, so it looks like everybody's paying attention, but just because they're looking at the screen doesn't mean they're looking at you or listening to you when you're telling your joke, and it just falls on deaf ears.
Right. And then you're just like, half the people heard this and just don't think I'm funny.
No, it's true. It's
tough.
true.
Zoom life. Struggle's real.
Stand-up comedian is a tough role. Okay.
I actually requested with our new team role that because often in our team meetings I'll go on mini rants that I find are funny, and I just feel like people are laughing. So I've now requested when we do team meetings, not requested, but we talked about this as a staff, everyone has to be on mute so you can hear your giggles. It's important. You need to know.
All right, we're headed to part one of our two-part episode. So Hannah Pratt will join us next on Inside Columbia Basketball, presented by Vanderwater. So don't go anywhere.
They say you play basketball, you play football, you play tennis, but you can't play boxing. You have to fight. I remember the night where it went completely downhill. It was a massive tumor that had wrapped itself around my spine. Dr. Hartle, who was my surgeon, he aced it. They resurrected me. On August 9th, 2014, I became the WBA middleweight champion of the world.
John, we're outside of Jag 1. Tell us why this place is so important to your patients.
We're serving New York, New Jersey, and Pennsylvania as an outpatient physical therapy and occupational therapy center. We've worked very hard in the last 2 years to bring us close to 100% in-network in all our facilities. We treat every type of pathology and illness and surgical intervention, taking that patient's needs and building the rehab program around that goal and attaining the goal.
All right, welcome back to the Inside Columbia Basketball podcast presented by Vandewater. This week, kicking off our episode is women's basketball junior Hannah Pratt, joining us as all of our guests so far from basketball this year have from the house of Michaela Markham in Manasquan, New Jersey. Hannah, how's it going?
Going great, I must say. Enjoying my time here, being with three of my teammates. Right now the weather is quite terrible, so we're kind of stuck in the house. We're supposed to go to the gym today, but can't drive anywhere because it's too sloshy. But overall, good times.
Yeah, you said that it's interesting that the weather is like it's slushy and kind of a wintry mix for you right now, because Mike and I are not that far north of you, and it is just a whiteout blizzard outside right now.
Yeah, it's actually, I don't even know if it's coming down right now. It was really nice yesterday, but it kind of wore off. Then the roads are slushy, and it's more of like raining or hailing. I don't know. I'm not used to snow. I'm from Florida, so
Yeah, you're from
Days like
Florida. Yeah,
I like the warm.
Days like today are making you miss Florida, I'm sure.
Yeah, my mom told me she was at the beach today, so just trying to rub it in.
She really did rub it in.
Yeah,
she really did rub it in. But before we came on, you did say that yesterday, so Sunday, spoiler alert for anybody listening or watching, we're recording this on Monday. Happy Friday, by the way. You did say that when it was snowing yesterday that you guys went out and had a snowball fight. So please tell us. Please.
Yes, I did. So I went out with one of my teammates yesterday, and we were just goofing around. And there was so much snow, which actually the past 2 years that I've been in the city, it's only snowed enough to where it has stuck one time and we were gone. So we haven't had any snowball fights. So she was outside and I was inside and I saw her out there. I'm like, oh my gosh, I'm going to go throw some snowballs at her. But I was in shorts, a t-shirt, and no shoes. And I got yelled at for going outside and that, but it was just for a second, it's not a big deal. But it was fun. I love snowball fights.
You love snowball fights, as in how many have you participated in your life?
I think I've witnessed your first viewing of snow, possibly. Were we on the road?
First view, where'd we go? In Wisconsin.
Yeah,
that wasn't my first viewing. So my family's from New York. My dad's from upstate and my mom's from Long Island. So I've seen snow plenty of times. But that was definitely the first time in a while. And me and Abby and Hunter were all throwing snowballs at each other because me and Abby are the Florida girls and we don't do that ever.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, that was fun. That's probably the last time I've thrown a snowball. But I'd say I have a pretty good arm, so it's fun for me to whip it at people.
You do. We played dodgeball one year and you crushed.
Did we?
Was
I there that year? I have played dodgeball, but it wasn't with our team.
Yeah, with Carrie. Were you not for that?
I probably wasn't allowed to. I remember you played football
injured.
One time, but I was injured and
You were injured. Yeah.
I was really upset that I couldn't play.
Yeah.
Hannah's always really good at the games that wound up being played on road trips and whatever. What I remember is when we went bowling down in Georgia, and I didn't have my own bowling ball, so I just want that to
Huge
be-
problem for Kyle.
It was a huge problem. But Hannah actually, what'd you bowl, like a 170 something that first game, right?
I have no idea.
You
That
did. It was like, I remember because you beat me. That's why I remember.
that had to have been the best I've ever bowled in my life, but that was like the first sport activity I was allowed to do after I got injured. So I was like so excited about it. And like, obviously you got to show out. But I haven't bowled since that day because I got made fun of afterwards because I was like trying to be humble, but when I was trying to be humble, it came off as, oh, I'm better than everybody. So it had the opposite effect. But maybe I'll be willing to go bowling again soon.
Coach G was not
I feel
thrilled
like-
to lose to you in bowling that night.
What'd you say?
I said Coach G was not thrilled to lose to you in bowling.
No, she wasn't because I was talking
You both,
crap
like
in the
she gets
class.
very competitive, and then
Yes. Because we played ping pong at like on trips when we go to people's houses, and I beat her in ping pong. So I was like joking around, talking crap because I didn't know if I was good at bowling or not. So it ended up going going my way. But yeah, she wasn't happy.
I feel like all of those sports are like things you very much enjoy.
Oh, 100%. Love
Water sports too.
Oh,
Like,
yes. Surfing, like that's one thing I really miss about being in Florida is like going surfing or wakeboarding, water skiing, tubing. Tubing is so fun. Like if you don't fall off and
Surfing is with water skis.
Surfing, oh sorry.
I'm not from this.
explain it to the Northeast.
Yeah,
Explain it to
sorry, you Northerners don't know what I'm talking about. But surfing, it's like water skiing but with a surfboard. So you're not attached to anything. You just have a surfboard and you just hold onto a ski rope. So it's basically.
But your feet aren't like locked into the board at all.
No.
And
you gotta have.
how in the world do you stay on the board? I
Just
feel
like
if
you
you're-
would if you're regular surfing.
Yeah.
But-
Like
Yeah.
I guess, but when you're, so
Or
you said you're
like
not attached to
skateboarding?
anything,
No.
but so you're not being like pulled by a boat or anything.
I am being pulled by the boat.
That's why I'm like, how are you staying? Because like when you're surfing, like I feel like you're going, but you're not going that fast, and the board is much bigger, right?
Yeah.
But when you're on like a skateboard, I don't know. I just feel like
I
it'd be easier
mean,
to
it's
fall
like
off.
it's really hard to get up, because you got to do it. You start out horizontally, and then you have to turn it.
Okay.
So it's like kind of hard to start, but once you're up, it's basically like you're just surfing.
Like
And like
gravity.
some people, I've never done this, but like you can let go of the rope and just ride the wake of the boat. But I've never done that. But it works. I don't know how it works, but it works just being towed by the boat.
You have to like dig into the water because otherwise it's just gonna like you kind of
Yeah.
it's just gonna go out from
Mike
behind.
knows. Mike's a
No, I
surf
don't know.
prospect.
No,
It's
not
so
at all.
fun.
Surfer.
Like highly recommend. It's so fun.
Well, you guys, we've had other guests in the house, as I've mentioned on the podcast so far, and I don't know if did you partake in the trip where Michaela and Sienna went skydiving? Were you on that as well?
No, I was not on that trip. Funny story. I've always wanted to go skydiving. But so they called me and they're like, hey, because I was
Wait. Hold on before, because this is the best part to the story. Give everyone a better understanding if they didn't listen to Michaela Markham's. They went on a trip together, her and Sienna, and then they saw a sign and they were like, let's go skydiving.
Yep.
And then you come into the scene.
okay.
Thanks-
You want
thanks
me
for
to say
setting
all
us up.
that?
Thank
You
you.
So
want
I
me-
just did it for you.
No, she did it for you. This is not.
Yeah, I
an
did it
edit.
for you.
Not an edit. You are rolling.
No.
Oh, okay.
Yeah,
So
it's
good.
all
I
you.
can say all that.
Yep. We're now everyone's on this. Listeners, are you on the same page?
They're here.
Yes,
They're following.
they are. We're all here. We're good to go.
Okay, so I was in Georgia at the time because I'm actually doing a gap year this year, and so I'm taking a year off of school just because the season was canceled and all that. So I was working in Georgia with my cousins. So I get a phone call from Michaela and Sienna, and they're like, "Hey, we're going skydiving tomorrow." Which I'm all about skydiving. I've always wanted to go. I just haven't yet. And they were like, "So we're not telling our parents. So if we die, you have to tell them for us. And I was just like, whoa, no, please tell your parents. They didn't end up telling their parents. So they left that on me, but luckily they ended up having a good time and survived.
Did you want them telling their parents?
They did tell their parents the next day. They just didn't.
Okay. They didn't want to tell them beforehand.
Yeah, they didn't want to tell them.
They didn't want to scare them. It's unnecessary.
I'm worried and not be able to sleep.
So-
like I slept perfectly fine that night.
Wasn't there a timeline that they said if you don't hear from us by like
by
a
4
certain
p.m.
time?
If you don't hear from us
Wow.
by 4 p.m., text our parents. And
Did
like
you
I
hear from
texted
them by
them.
4 p.m.
Yes, they texted me. I texted them at like 1 or 2, and I was like, "Hey, you guys alive?" And they said, "Yeah." So it worked out, but put a lot of pressure on me because I would not want to deliver that news.
I felt like Hannah was like somehow gonna have been invited on the trip and then backed out and then found out that it took a whole different turn from where.
Nope. Yeah.
Not where I thought it was going.
I remember when Sienna told me that story and I was dying laughing at the thought of them being like, yeah, let's tell Hannah.
Why
If she
me of
doesn't
all
hear from
people?
us.
Why me of all people?
I don't know.
I mean, I
Because
slept.
because they knew you were all about skydiving, so that's
Yeah,
why.
I mean, I
you
am.
were gonna be fine with it.
Yeah, I guess.
You weren't gonna try to talk them out of it, anything like that. But
And that's
No,
how
I
you
didn't
got
try
in,
to
that's
take-
how you got invited to live in the house this year.
Yeah, definitely. I'm chill. Go with the flow.
So chill.
So chill. You know me, super
You
chill.
can take
Chill.
anything from this podcast. Hannah is chill. Remember that.
Chill. Super chill.
Yeah, my other teammates might refute that, but
They're not around you right now.
yeah,
apparently, to be
exactly.
able
So
to
I can
refute
say
that.
whatever I want.
Although sometimes when we
Yeah.
have recorded with Sienna and Michaela, I have seen some heads in the background, but not today. Where's everybody today? Let us know. Not outside, I guess.
Not outside. Michaela and KD are in class, and Sienna, she might be doing her internship, but I think she had a meeting this morning, so she's probably taking a nap.
Okay, good to know.
I
Solid.
like to
love how
CBC now.
Sleepy
Love how what?
C. Oh wow.
Yeah.
Sleepy C is gonna stick. I love that every interview the past 3 weeks has been in front of this mirror.
Yeah,
Like,
this
is this the
Hey,
studio? The Jersey studio?
That's a mirror. I thought that was a window.
no,
This
that's
whole-
yeah.
No, it's
I
a
thought it was like a window
No.
into. I'm like,
No
no.
way.
Like I thought it was a
No,
window into
Kyle.
another room. I thought there was another room back there. That's what I
No,
thought.
That would be a
Mirror.
really Jersey thing to have, but no.
yeah, it's a mirror.
I'm so dumb. Sorry.
So
Yeah,
I
this
think
is the spot to be for sure.
when we roll through this cruise, you guys should take a picture of that background and make it everybody else's Zoom background, so everybody
Yes,
thinks like it's
everybody's in the house. Everybody's in the
everybody's
house.
in Markham House.
Step
We
in
need
the,
that as a
in the
virtual
studio.
background. I
love
do
it.
want to bring up a popular subject that has been brought up on our podcast, and that is your mom's zucchini bread.
My mom's
Oh,
zucchini
yes.
bread. Oh, Rojas can talk about this. I just make it. Everybody
Well,
else.
she's talked about it already, but we
Oh,
need to actually hear from the source of the source, I guess.
What do you know?
On your mom's
No.
zucchini bread? I want to know, how is it made? I want to know the details. Do you know? Have you made
Yeah,
it before?
He's trying to get the recipe and you don't need to give it to him.
Oh,
You don't want to.
like
Bro knows. Bro knows.
I'll
That's the
give you
segment. That's what we should. That's what
That's
we
what
should
he's
do, a
doing.
segment.
That's why he had you on.
Yeah,
Not because you're a good basketball player, because
Just
he
for
wants
my-
your mom's zucchini recipe.
just for my
That's
zucchini.
when I went to Coach Gene, I was like, we should have Hannah on this week. I think it'd be cool because she's been in the house. Really, I want the zucchini recipe.
I've just talked about it so much. He just
Yeah,
wants
I've
the
heard about it
recipe.
twice. I really need to know.
I've never given you any.
No, I've had the zucchini bread.
Oh, okay. I was gonna
Yeah.
say, dang,
I don't
I'm
know if you
sure.
did. Your mom gave me some zucchini
Yeah.
bread. I don't know if you
So-
offered it.
Every time my mom comes up, she'll bring some type of baked good. But I also bake. I made some banana bread muffins yesterday because we were trapped in the house and we're like, what are we gonna do? So I made some muffins. Those are almost gone now because they're so good. They're so good. That's definitely my specialty. But I know Rojas really likes the zucchini bread, so I made that for her
Love.
a little while ago. But it's super easy. You gotta. I don't know why. So I make banana bread, pumpkin bread, and zucchini bread, and the zucchini bread is by far my favorite.
So good.
I don't know why.
Little chocolate chips.
Yeah, you have to have the
Like
chocolate.
the chocolate chip. Yeah.
But like,
Still
I don't know.
waiting on the recipe. I'm still
You
waiting.
tell-
We're beating around the bush right now.
Maybe
I'm
when we
just
stop,
on the edge
I'll-
of my seat.
I'll send you the recipe after this. I
Don't give it to
know by
him.
heart, but
No,
don't-
come on. All right, you don't have to give the exact recipe. You know.
I don't know the measurements
Okay, well there you go. I mean,
by
that's really what makes it.
but
I don't need to know measurements.
When
I
we
just
were
need to know it's
playing What's
What?
in it? When we were doing double headers, it was the best. I would go down to the game on a Friday night, come back to my office, do all the things I needed to do after a game. And then every time we had a home game, there would be a nice slab of, or not even a slab, like an individual loaf, I guess. Is it a loaf?
like a little mini loaf.
On my desk, and I'd be like, yes, dinner. I'd have some. And then I'd go back to my apartment, get home really late, maybe actually have real dinner. And then I'd wake up maybe a little late, like I need to be there earlier. And I would be like, I don't have any food here. Breakfast. Hannah Pratt's mom's zucchini bread. Just toast a little bit, a little coffee. It's amazing. Highly recommend.
I
Can I
haven't
sign
told
up
you
to
this.
have some delivered to my house?
Yeah, you can.
Is there like a website?
I mean, I could create one real quick because it's a hot commodity, I must say. People keep
is.
asking.
Hannah, I think this is what your side
Is it?
hustle should be.
It's so much work though, but like
It is. And like you have to buy the ingredients, but I see this for you.
be a
You'll
baker.
come up with a great like
Actually,
yeah.
I was thinking of working for a bakery, but maybe I'll just be my own baker. I could do that. I could totally do
I
that.
see it.
are you big into Food Network
Wow.
and British Bake Off?
Funny you say that because we were watching Great British Bake Off.
British Bake
what
Off,
it's
or
called?
yeah.
Yeah, I don't know what it's called. I'm actually not really into that. But Sienna is really, really into it and knows like, oh, she's like, on this season, this person wins and does all this. She's watched every single season.
Wow.
So we were watching that last night. But I'm not like I have a hard time sitting still, so I like can't really watch many shows or movies. But I did enjoy it. Although I'm not a huge fan of British accents, so I got kind of annoyed.
You're not a fan.
Not a
Wow, I don't
fan.
know if I've ever heard anyone say that.
Yeah, like certain people, okay, but overall, not my favorite.
Well, why don't you tell everyone what you guys did on Friday with you guys did a nice little I don't know what you called it.
So we did our own version of Chopped.
Yes.
We had
Love
two
this idea.
judges, and then so me and Sienna were on a team, and then Michaela and her friend were on a team, and we did an appetizer, an entree, and a dessert. KD was the judge, and KD picked. You had to have Fruit Loops in your appetizer. You had to have blueberries in your entree, and then you had to use almonds in your dessert.
Those were the secret ingredients.
So, what'd you say?
Those were the secret ingredients.
Yeah, those were the
Yeah.
secret
Yes.
ingredients. And then we could use whatever was in the house, but then we got a $20 limit to buy extra things at the store. So like spices and stuff we had in the house. But so we were graded on plating, use of the ingredient, and then also on flavor. And our plating only got a little bit better, and I thought our plating was fantastic, but I'm gonna let that slide. We still ended up winning.
Anna, before you finish, new for the podcast this year, we are on video.
Oh, we
So
are.
They
Cool.
can see.
So
the
should I pull
pictures.
up? Should I pull up the
You
picture?
should just
Oh,
send them.
No, send them the
Here
send
it
us
is.
the picture.
Talk to
Oh,
us.
okay. No, here it is. We're
Rojas
rolling
already
with it.
has.
Oh,
Bro.
she's had it up. Okay, so what do we got here?
Okay,
What do we got?
So that was our first Fruit Loop encrusted chicken tenders with honey barbecue sauce. Look, isn't that beautiful? I thought it was beautiful.
Yeah.
Plating.
Fruit Loop,
It tastes
Fruit
good.
Loop. Actually, so that's what I was saying. Is like I thought it was gonna be absolutely disgusting because why
Okay.
would you put Fruit Loops with chicken?
Yeah.
But it ended
It's
up
like Fruity
being
Pebbles.
really good. Yeah, because we crushed it up.
Maybe
them
that's
up,
what
yeah.
Fruity Pebbles are, just crushed up Fruit Loops.
Yeah,
Essentially what they
so-
are. Huge revelation here.
Yeah, it ended up being a
And
lot. better.
Fruit Loops and a honey barbecue sauce too. It's just
Yum.
all right. So that was
Even
course
Katie
one.
is, I would say Katie can be kind of picky, and she even enjoyed it. So
Okay.
um,
So what was course two? What I mean, or do you want to show us what
Yeah,
else?
show-
Let's
put up-
see.
I just sent Rojas the pictures.
Okay.
So
Okay,
course
here's
Alright.
number
We're
2.
gonna get on the screen here in a second.
Okay, course 2 was dang, I should have known that we were shown before. But so course 2 is a pan-seared pork.
Well, Hannah, we only assume that you've watched the previous episode.
Oh,
so you already
obviously.
knew.
obviously. I like to just listen to them though.
Oh, okay. Okay.
So yeah, course 2 was a pan-seared pork with blueberry compote and roasted potato rounds topped with green beans. And so our plate
Okay,
got
okay.
5 for
I can see
this.
that.
They were
I
like,
feel like this is solid.
It's legit. It's legit.
Mhm.
Yeah.
So our plating, we got a 5 out of 5 for this because they said it looked straight out of a restaurant, which I was proud of. But the pork with the blueberry was one of the best things that I'd eat it at any time. It was so good, like so good.
Looks more like a dessert almost than a
Like
than
kind of,
an
yeah.
ice cream.
So
Like
got
the
a little bit
blueberry's
of-
gonna make it pretty sweet.
yeah, we got a little bit of points off because there were like too many blueberries on top, and then the potatoes weren't great with the blueberry sauce. So,
say
but
that.
the plating looked nice, so that made up for it.
All right.
I do have a quick question. Now, I don't know if you can see my mouse, but these was it the plating now? These this non-filled area was done on purpose?
Yes.
Wow.
No,
great
it
work.
wasn't. It
Kind of
wasn't.
like a
No
one-eye
way.
It
smile.
wasn't.
No.
There's
It
zero
wasn't. It
chance.
wasn't.
I was gonna ask
Yeah.
if that was a sauce or just the plate.
It's kind of like an abstract. When you drizzle the sauce or the compote on there, you kind of just
course.
let it form into its own.
Yeah.
shape.
You just let it be. Let
Yeah.
it be.
Exactly. We weren't sure how it was gonna look, but it ended up looking quite fabulous.
All
Quite
right.
fab.
That was,
All right,
course
course
2.
number
Dessert.
3.
And then yeah, so for dessert, we did a amaretto cookie with raspberry and almond butter swirl. So
all about
it was
this.
kind of the ice cream was kind of a play. Our plating wasn't as good for this because the ice cream was kind of melting. But
There's a good drizzle. On
yeah.
it.
Yeah, that looks
Wait, so you
great.
had an ice cream maker at the house?
No, we
Oh.
just bought some
We
ice
just
cream.
bought some
but-
ice cream. I was to
Oh,
say.
okay.
Yeah, we bought ice cream, but what we
Solid.
did is we did like a play on a peanut butter and jelly, and because the we needed to use almonds in the dessert, so we put almond butter and some raspberry jam in it, and like mixed it up like Cold Stone style, how they plop it on the counter.
Yeah.
that. And then the cookies have almond extract in them. It was really tasty, I must say. The ice cream, like I'd eat that anytime, but it was like a little too melty, so we got some points off for that. But like I said, we ended up winning in the end, and the other team had some. We were all just trying everything.
What was the final tally? Do we have a final tally of
it
Katie's
was-
jung here?
It
So,
was
sorry. Go over the teams again. It was you and
Sienna, and then
Sienna.
Ayla and her friend. So we ended up only winning by 0.5, which it was 69.5 to 69.
Okay.
So,
And what was each category out of? How many could you get in each category? Did you do like all 3 and then overall, or how many points could you win in each round? How many points?
so we had 2 judges.
Yeah.
Because Mary was here as well. But so we had 2 judges, and each round was 15 points, so 30.
Oh, so 30 between the 2 judges.
I guess.
Gotcha. Yeah, that makes sense. And then
Yeah.
Yeah,
that would be
so-
like if you got 15s by both judges for every single dish, then that'd be 90.
Yeah.
That would be super
That's-
hard to do anyway.
yeah.
I respect the fact that you won with what was your final score?
69.5 to 60.
Yeah. So I respect the
Yeah.
judging here. The
Yeah.
judges were real judges. They didn't
They
just
were
give you
really
15.
hard on us.
Legit.
actually.
Yeah.
They were like low key too hard on us because we're amateurs.
Now, did you win with the dessert? Were you trailing, or did you
No,
hold
so-
off with the dessert?
We lost with the we would have lost if because we won the first 2 rounds.
Okay, so you were ahead. You had a
won-
lead.
Yeah, we won both rounds by a point.
Okay.
We were up 2 points going into the 3rd round, and then we only won by half of a point. Not that our dessert tasted really good, but it was the plating, and they said they couldn't really taste the almond, but we had the most almond in like we used the ingredient the most in the dessert because we had almonds in the cookie, we had almond butter in the cookie, we had almond extract in the glaze, so we used like a lot of almond flavor. So I'm surprised that it wasn't overpowering actually. So
Well, next time you do that, we would love to be judges.
Yeah.
okay.
Right.
I'm glad you said it, because if I said it, you just would have said something to me about food again, and I didn't even bring up the food this time.
No, you did bring up the food. You started.
Oh,
this
you're
whole
right, I
conversation.
did.
You
You're
did.
right. You're right, I did. I brought up the zucchini bread. But I didn't
Oh,
bring this up.
man.
I didn't know that this is where it was going to go.
I mean, it all
Surprise.
looked great. Truthfully, I don't know about course number 1, but I did think everything else looked good.
Yeah.
Yeah, well, I
if
think it's hard in course number 1 that the secret ingredient was Fruit Loops. I mean,
But on the other side of things, I thought getting almonds for dessert is kind of like,
Easier.
it's easier. Yeah.
yeah.
It wasn't
Yeah.
a really tough one to
When you
incorporate.
said Fruit Loops I'm like, what are you going to do? Like make Fruit Loop waffles or something?
I had no idea. So that was funny. Me and Sienna were talking about it. Our competitors took a whole different route. They made
What did they make?
They made a muffin, a Fruit Loop
A
muffin.
Fruit Loop muffin.
Which
Okay.
actually it was really good.
Okay.
They lost points on plating.
Well, it's
But
called Fruit
and
Loops
they
everywhere.
put Greek yogurt and some honey on top. I thought it was absolutely delicious. So they took appetizer more of like a snack because it's Fruit Loops. So they went sweet, a sweet route.
Yeah.
We were like, oh, appetizers, like
No, I respected
Savory,
your
Yeah.
like fine dining route.
yeah.
With
So we
as
we
fine
were
as Fruit Loops can be.
yeah, we didn't take the safe route, but it ended up turning out well for us in the long run.
Got to risk it for the biscuit,
Yes.
or in this case, the Fruit Loop.
yes.
How did you guys cook at the same time together? Or like, was there a time limit?
Yeah, so we did like 45 minutes for each round.
Okay. And you guys were using like the same kitchen while you were cooking, or?
Yeah, but it ended up being fine. We like prepped and we were using we went totally different routes pretty much every
Okay.
time. But we have 2 ovens, which is nice. So we're using
okay.
one oven.
I was gonna say that would be pretty difficult,
Yeah.
especially with the entree portion.
Yeah. Because they made a chicken. So we both needed to use the oven at the same time. But it ended up being fine.
How many dishes did you guys have to clean after this was all done?
Too many. So actually overall there were a lot of dishes because we would use a different plate for every meal that we would serve the judges. But like
Wasn't
we
there just
also
one judge? Wasn't it just Katie?
yeah,
Oh no, you said there was Katie and somebody
yeah,
else.
two judges.
There's two.
So we used those plates, but then also we obviously used a bunch of pots and pans and stuff and sheet trays. But
I hope we have a dishwasher. If we have 2 ovens, we have to have a dishwasher.
there is a dishwasher. So I loaded up the dishwasher and we had some time in between. So while our stuff was cooking or baking in the oven, the chicken was the only thing we needed to do. We made our sauce, but I had time while the chicken was cooking. And I'm the type, I don't like to save things for after I cook. So I clean as I cook. So got a lot of it done. So it ended up not being too bad afterwards. We weren't there for an hour cleaning dishes. So yeah, it wasn't too bad.
My wife and I have lived without a dishwasher we did live without a dishwasher in this apartment for 1.5 years. And then we finally bought a countertop dishwasher, which I didn't even know was a thing. But literally
Never heard of that.
It sits on a countertop. It's pretty big. It's like a big cube.
Mhm.
And it's changed our lives. Needed it so bad. I would be standing because I am not like you and I can't do dishes while I cook. And it would be 11 p.m. midnight and the sink is full of dishes and I would just stand there for an hour and do dishes and it was the worst.
Yeah, no, I hate that. So I try to get it done in the meantime.
Kyle, you got me thinking about the dishes in my sink right now that I need to do after I get off this call.
Sorry, man. I'm looking at my sink right now from this view that I have of the Manhattan skyline. and the Statue of Liberty.
Wow, great window you have there.
It is.
I'm surprised you don't have, like, even my like small apartment has a dishwasher. It's like,
No, this is just the old kitchen. It like, if I showed it, I'll show you. I'll send you pictures after. You can just tell the cabinets. It's all. I'm not complaining. It's just an older kitchen. Just it wasn't originally built with a dishwasher, and there was never one built. But
this is the SID house we're talking about.
This is the SID house. This is the hype house for SIDs. This is where we just
Right.
Content created. Yeah.
yeah.
You guys just create content.
When the game's
podcasts.
over, we're like hype house to write our story. Yes.
SID house. Oh, it's just such a long.
Hannah does not think we're
elongated
funny at
joke
all.
across
Hannah's
seasons.
like,
I have
all
no
right, I'm done
idea
with
what
you
you guys
guys. I'm done with you guys.
I think Hype House you said is a TikTok thing. I actually don't
Yeah.
have TikTok, so
Neither do we. We just go.
Don't what?
I don't have TikTok.
How do you associate with Megan Rojas?
Yeah, seriously.
I mean, she was cool before TikTok.
Before TikTok. I had good friends before.
Yeah.
People liked me before we got Columbia women's basketball TikTok famous.
If I were to
Have
be
you-
here now, I don't know though.
Have you
The
made
fame
a
got to
TikTok-
me.
Have you made a TikTok video though, even though you don't have TikTok?
I have been in TikToks.
She's on our page, I'm pretty sure.
I think so.
I'm more interested in has she purposely made TikTok videos with her friends?
I never
Even though
initiate.
she doesn't have a TikTok.
I never
Mm.
initiate, but if they're like, "Yo, get in this video," I'll get in it. It's whatever. But I don't usually participate.
Same. People ask me to be in TikToks. I'll just get in it.
Kyle just edits them in the SID house. He
In
just
the
kind of
the hype
he's the
house.
man behind the scenes.
Exactly.
That's his role.
What is the latest
Um,
like TikTok rage? I've been seeing something on other social media. Like, is there like a new like dance move or something, Ro?
God, I'm not that hip. I think I'm just hip enough to be able to talk about this.
Come on, no, you can't play yourself down like that. You have a professional's guide to running a TikTok channel.
Right. There's a lot. It's more because people have nothing else to do these days. They're just out here making TikToks, you know? So I can't speak to a specific trend right now, but
I'm
sure you guys will do it big in
the
SID house.
only TikTok I ever thought about making, and I hope actually this doesn't make the podcast, was one of our cats loves to eat all the time, and he knows when it's dinner time, and he'll just start meowing, right? And then we put him in the other room. We literally have 2 bedrooms. The reason we have 2 bedrooms is because we need a second bedroom for this cat in particular, or he will not let us sleep. I
Oh
swear.
man.
So we
Sounds
put him
like
in
a
the other
baby.
bedroom. It literally shut the door, and then he'll paw at the door and meow. And the only TikTok I ever thought about making was him begging for dinner and meowing to Akon's "Locked Up, They Won't Let Me Out." That was my brilliant TikTok
my.
idea. That
That could go
has not
viral.
yet- That could go viral. You
I
gotta get
think-
the right shots of our cat meowing for dinner and time it up, locked up.
Kyle, I do actually think, and Hannah, I'm not sure you know this. We can send you the video. There is something that you have done that could be a TikTok phenomenon. Could be a trend, I would say. You could be a trendsetter. And
Me
that
or
would
Hannah?
be you, Kyle.
If you're listening,
This summer,
this guy.
Kyle ran
Oh my god.
by a speed, what are those called? A radar for
Yeah,
cars?
Speed radar sign. Yeah, the
Speed
one that
signs.
tells you
To
how
see
fast.
how
you-
fast
See how
he
fast I
was
can run.
going.
Yeah.
And it's one of the more funny videos I've seen in my entire life. I laughed.
It was
out
it was
loud.
funny because of how bad my form was at running.
How was your speed though?
I got to 10, I think, right? Didn't I get to
Oh,
10?
it detected
Right?
you?
Oh yeah, it
Wow.
detected me. Yeah.
Nice.
The
He
first
looks at his
time-
wife and he goes, "You ready?" And she's like, "Yeah." and he just takes off. And cars are honking at him. It's
No,
seriously.
that
would
car
love-
honked at me in the video. I don't think. I
I
told you
would
that
love
after.
to see this video. I would love to.
Oh man.
I'll put it
It
up
could
on the
be a
screen
thing.
right now. No.
Yeah.
Maybe I will. We'll see. We'll see.
Oh,
If it's up on
man.
the screen right now, that's because I got brave.
Oh man. Got brave.
All right,
I don't
Hannah.
have it anymore.
Well, we've taken up enough of your time, so we won't let you know. We're just socializing with each other, so I guess we'll let you go.
All right, cool.
We appreciate you coming on. That was Hannah Pratt, Jr. from the women's basketball team from Boca Raton, Florida, but as all of our guests have been this year in Studio Markham in Manasquan, New Jersey. So we're going to take a break. And when we come back, we'll be joined by some of the first years from the men.
We all know what comes with being a fan, the ups, the downs, and everything in between. Share a Coke with a friend. Coca-Cola, the official beverage of the Columbia Lions.
At Athletic Brewing Company, we've built America's first craft non-alcoholic brewery. We've created a lineup of award-winning non-alcoholic beers. Our beers are made with organic grains and start at only 50 calories. Athletic beers are perfect for anyone who loves being healthy and active, but also loves to enjoy great tasting beer with friends. To give us a try, go to athleticbrewingcompany.com and use code athletic20 for 20% off your first order.
Welcome back, everybody, to part 2 of Inside Columbia Basketball, presented by Vanderwater. We've got some of the new class of Columbia men's basketball players. So we're joined by Josh Odunowo and Patrick Harding and Zavian McLean. So guys, thanks for taking some time today between classes today.
Problem.
So we're going to let the Columbia fans get to know you a little bit. This is your kind of second introduction. We did the press release and everything and social media posts over the summer, but give the fans a little bit of a chance to get to know you a little bit better since we're unfortunately not on the court right now. So I'm going to start with Zay, actually, because this is not your first podcast. Is that correct? Do you want to tell people a little bit about what you got going on?
Yeah. So probably around, I want to say April of 2020, I started my own podcast. Kind of as like a quarantine, like keep time, like try to keep myself busy like during quarantine. And ever since then, man, it just kind of stuck with a lot of people, and I just been continuing it. It's been going great. It's called Truey Talks. It's available on Anchor and Spotify. So if any of you guys want to go check it out, you can reach out to me or reach out to Mike, and he'll let you guys know about it. But yeah, I do have a podcast, man. It's going quite well.
Nice. So now that we kind of got that out of the way, let's just go ahead and go around the room and have everybody tell everybody a little bit more about yourself, where you're from, and what made you come to Columbia. Patrick, obviously, we'll go to you next because you're going to transfer from Bryant University. So you're a junior right now and transferred in. So tell us a little bit about yourself.
Yeah, I'm originally from Connecticut, Fairfield, Connecticut. Went to high school in Connecticut, and then I ended up going to Bryant University, which is in around Providence, Rhode Island. So I was there for 2 years, and I thought it would be a good time to change and move. And I was lucky enough to end up at Columbia. I wanted to originally this was one of my favorite schools out of high school, so I thought it was a wild, a coincidence that when I decided to transfer, they called, and I was like, just jumped right on it. It's such a great place to go to school, and I think it's going to be fun to be in the city.
Josh, let's go to you next.
I'm Josh. I'm originally from Laurel, Maryland, and I originally wanted to go to Cornell, but when I came
whoa.
Bad start. Bad start.
Redeem yourself.
Nah, so Cornell was my first official visit. So after I seen him, I was kind of whipped on them. I low-key didn't even want to visit Columbia And then my mom made me come to Columbia and visit. And then once I got here, I automatically knew like the setting, you know, the Ivy League, the basketball, it was too good of an opportunity to pass up. So
All right, he
Lucky
redeemed
for
himself.
us.
He redeemed himself, I guess.
Not great for Brian Earl, great for Jim Hendricks.
On to circle back, I wanted to let everybody get through before I ask any questions. Zay, since you host a podcast, tell me, and I want to see if some of your answers match up with what I think or maybe what Mike thinks. But like, what have you like in learning how to host a podcast? Like, what do you feel like you've learned most? Like the number one thing that you're like, I've learned that I've got to do this during podcasts and be better at this.
For me, articulation really, and like delivery. Because you're speaking to like an audience and you don't know who that audience could possibly be. It could be someone that you don't know that just decided to tune in. You want to make sure you're like talking and you're saying things that can be like, you're saying it in a way where it's clear and it's not any way anybody can take it like offensive, derogatory. You don't want to say anything like that. But at the same time, you also want somebody to feel type welcome. You don't want it to be too formal. You want them to be able to kind of like put their shoulder down and relax and be able to listen to it and not feel like they're in like a lecture. So I just think delivery, presentation, and articulation are like the main things that I really like put emphasis on. Oh, also in comfortability as well. So
yeah, I feel like Mike and I talk about this when we're not on the air, but I guess this is a good podcast to talk about it while we are on the air.
Yeah.
Is I feel like sometimes, and I feel like I've gotten better at this, so hopefully I have, is not continuing when I'm trying to ask a question to like ramble on around, beat around the bush on the question for a million years before I finally spit the question out.
Yeah.
I feel like I've improved there somewhat. And then secondly, like knowing your topics and knowing what you want to talk about when you jump topic to topic and doing those transitions, like even if it seems hard while you're recording a podcast, even if it seems like my next question has nothing to do with what we just talked about, just like having talking points to go to when you're kind of recording.
I think the thing with mine, I don't really rehearse, because like when I do mine, I want mine to be as like organic and authentic as possible. And
you
like,
don't rehearse either. Don't worry about it.
Yeah,
because I feel like, sorry to interrupt you, but like I feel like when you talk to people before you start interviewing and try to get an idea, like the best answers come out when you're not even recording sometimes.
Right.
Like this conversation right here.
Yeah. So yeah, so we're sharing tricks of the trade here. So Pat and Josh, have you been on Zay's podcast yet?
No.
I think we just lined you up as guests, though. I think that's what just happened right here. Zay's gonna hire us to be on his podcast team.
Yeah.
You know,
maybe one day.
He didn't even give me a straight yes for the fun of it. He was just like, maybe. I don't know you well enough.
So, all right. So we're gonna switch gears a little bit. Again,
nice transition, nice hard transition right there. See, that's what we're talking about. That's what we're talking about.
We only have like a half hour, and we want to talk about other things too. So
that's true. That's true.
Again, I don't want to, keep hammering home on this, but we are not playing this year, and a lot of Columbia fans haven't seen you play yet. So let's, with this basketball podcast, as Kyle likes to say, tell everybody a little bit about your game and your style and what you're planning on bringing to the table for next season. Josh.
I'm like a 6'6" like wing forward. I'm a big energy guy, so I like to make hustle plays. I like to play defense. I like to grab rebounds. I like to dunk. I like to do all this stuff to like bring energy to the team. Like I like kind of like playing like the glue guy type of role on the team, like do the intangible stuff that not everybody likes to do.
That's how I describe myself, 6'6", wing forward too when I play.
You're
not at all.
You're definitely a glue guy though, Kyle.
I can be the glue guy. I can be okay with being the glue guy. I mean, 5'7", I like to dunk, okay?
On 7-foot rims.
On 7-foot rims, that's right. Playing with my 5-year-old nephew, that's right.
How about you, Zay?
Describe my game I'm a guard, point guard, shooting guard. I can play both. downhill guy, kind of like Josh, like said, I'm a big energy guy, very, very big on just being hype, getting everybody hype, trying to be enthusiastic as possible. Hopefully, like my personality on the court, I'm always looking to make it contagious again upon my teammates. And I just like to get buckets. And that's really my game. I like to get buckets, but also when time comes, you know, you got to get your teammates involved because you need them throughout the season. And we hope to really get right.
And Pat, we know a little bit about you from your time at Bryant. You know, you're kind of a rebounding machine. We're second in the nation in rebounds per 40 minutes last season at Bryant. So tell us a little bit more about your game besides getting after it on the glass.
Mainly my only role at Bryant was just to go get rebounds and make some layups here and there. But I happen to enjoy I think the best part of my game is I'm a very good passer. I like getting other people involved. I think it's more fun. I'm not really the most athletic guy, so I'm not going to go up and dunk on somebody, but I think it's fun to make that pass. That's like my favorite part of playing. And then I've been trying to improve my shooting, which I think is the biggest place to improve and like to help this team. And so, yeah, that's what my focus has really been on like the last 6 months.
Pat, since you've been a freshman before, what is something you feel like you can share with the other two freshmen on the call right now about like that you've gone through as a freshman that you feel like is good advice?
Probably just like know your role. Like there's not very few freshmen like come in and play and they're the best or better players on the team. And I think a lot of people like try to do that, which is great. But when you get into the games, you want to know why you're out there because you don't want to lose that. You don't want to go out and kind of be like a rogue player. You know what I mean? I don't know if I'm explaining it well. You want to do what the coach wants you to do when you're on the court, and that way you can stay out there for longer. I think that's why the only reason why I was really successful at Bryant was because I was told to go get rebounds, and I happened to do that pretty well.
And Pat, one more follow-up for you. You actually were able to play against Columbia in 2019-20. What was that experience like? What did you think about playing Columbia when last season?
Well, we played them both years. We played them my freshman year.
That's right. That's right. Yeah.
We got smoked my freshman. I think we lost by like 20, something like that. The kid that one of the shooters, I think he went to like USC or something, must have made like seven. Yeah, he must have made like 7 threes. But then last year we played them at Bryant and we won on a game-winning dunk at the buzzer, which was very wild.
And, sure, Mike remembers this.
I do. Yeah. I mean, it was unfortunately kind of a handful of games where we led. It was a little bit back and forth, but we led a decent amount and had like maybe a 5-point lead with a couple minutes to go and couldn't hold on at the end. So
yeah, that was a wild game, but
it has a much happier memory of that game than anybody else will in this that we interview.
Yeah, for sure.
And so, sorry, Kyle, I'm gonna keep going for one more time.
Okay, good.
What is a few things you've been working on to kind of sharpen your skills to get ready for next season? I mean, Pat talked a little bit about the shooting, but how about for Josh and Zay?
For me, I've been focusing on basically my ball handling and my shooting, just try to like expand my game to the wing, because those are like the biggest weaknesses of my game right now. So, you know, if I expand it, I have more opportunities to play because, you know, on defense, I feel like I can guard like any position. So it's going to allow me to like expand my game and play on the wing on offenses too as well. So.
Yeah, just kind of add on that also my ball handling as well. But also just all point guard skills really. In high school I was a scorer, and everything I did on the ball, off the ball, on the dribble was all looking to score. So now that I have players that I'm coming in who have been here, players that I'm coming in with that are in my same class who are just as good as me, like Pat just said, you have to find a role, and as somebody who's a guard, you have to know how to get your teammates involved and be able to find a way to make your teammates better. And that's one thing that I've been working on ever since I got to campus.
What do you guys feel like as like right now going in that you feel like you have to improve in, or not improve in necessarily, but based on maybe what you've been told by former teammates or coaches, like that you're going to have to adjust to the most from the high school game to the college game?
I would say really just come in with the right mindset. I think that's the biggest advice that I've been given. since I got here and before coming up to getting to campus. Just come with the right mindset. Don't come in thinking that anything you did in high school matters, because it doesn't. And once you get here, just put your head down, be ready to work, and just always carry that mentality and that mindset every day with your practice and every day on campus, really.
To add on that, for me, one thing is just like the speed of the game. You know, like everybody always talks about like the drop off between the speed of the game when it comes from high school to college. So that's one thing I've been looking forward to see. And you know, just the same thing with the mentality. You know, so, like since I'm a freshman, you know, sometimes it might not be going my way, I might not play. So I'm just always gonna try to keep a positive mindset and stuff like that.
Yeah, I was gonna say the speed of the game is what came to my mind, because I feel like I've heard a lot of people mention that, but I also like Zay's answer as well. I also feel like I don't know if it's just because the beginning of the season, this always happens so much, no matter what year you are. But I always feel like when first years come in, that like the rules as to what you can and cannot do to constitute a foul is like such an adjustment, because you're so used to playing one way for so long, and then all of a sudden it's like some not all, but some freshmen, first years, rookies, they come in and they have a hard time adjusting to the rules, and they foul a lot at the beginning of the game and they get in foul trouble. So
I feel like Pat's nodding in agreement.
Yeah, I just think like when you're in high school, the refs aren't very good. They're a little better.
So again, you know, we know that there hasn't been really phased activity on campus, but we know that you guys have been, you know, getting in voluntary workouts and stuff. And you guys have been able to play a little bit together in playgrounds and in some gyms, and when you can get in there and it's safe to do so. So how is the chemistry building between you guys and the upperclassmen, and how has that kind of been in the fall and these early part of the spring semester? We'll go to Josh. Oh, go ahead, Pat. Yep.
I was just gonna say, I just got here. I wasn't here in the fall, so I just got here a few weeks ago. I think it's been great so far. Like getting to know everybody, everyone's super nice, and I feel like I'm already a part of the team. And I've only been here for a few weeks, which is awesome.
Zay and Josh, do you guys? I think we talked with I don't think it was with the basketball team, but they said they had like a freshman only chat. Do you guys have something like that?
Yeah, we do. But I mean, we talk in the team chat all the time. Go back to your question, Mike, about like playing pickup. Since me and Josh have been here during the fall, ever since the beginning, it's always been super competitive. It's always been almost like a practice field, you know, and just guys just taking the standard that they have in practice throughout the season and everything, and just trying to teach us in the best way they can right now how to apply it. And we play pickup and we work out. We take those principles and we try to execute them to the best ability. And I feel like it's helped me and Josh. I'll let him speak for himself, but I feel like it's helped me really just get better and really kind of get acclimated to how things work, even though we haven't been practicing. But just kind of the culture and like the identity of it, you catch on really quickly, especially with guys that are like really showing you, like the guys we have that are older. They're really adamant on, you know, just making sure like we know what's coming up and how serious we need to be. So
No, I definitely agree. You know, going over that, like just the workouts and like meeting everybody, they was all super helpful, and it was all like super commendable that they took everything into kind of like their own hands just to kind of take us under the wings and help us get better. Especially like the seniors who aren't going to be here next year that took the time just to like help us get better just for the program. So.
And I'm sure getting those, you know, whatever reps you can get in is going to be helpful. I mean, there's going to be times when a play breaks down, and if you know, if one person's going to cut, and it's going to make things easier when you get into game-like situations. So, have the other guys kind of told you what to expect from a Jim Engels practice? You know, any tips so you could be ready on day one whenever that comes?
I feel like this is going to be good based on the reaction while you were asking the question.
No, for sure, definitely. They definitely tell us to be ready. He's a super intense guy. My man, I guess we can get that like just off the Zoom call that we have every week. We can tell how coach is kind of to me, it's kind of funny because I mean, I've always had coaches like that, and I've always had really, really, really hard coaches that always push me hard. So it's just something that I'm familiar with now. So, but I'm really eager and excited to get to practice and get ready to work, because whenever you have a coach that's pushing you that hard and a coaching staff that's pushing you that hard, then they really just want to see you do good. So
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, like I know he's very intense. I've always grown up with like intense coaches and stuff. So I just want to see kind of like from my own eyes how intense he is, and like just not off of other people's opinions, you know. So and they also like told us like just like have a good mentality, because you know, especially with how intense it could get, it could be very hard like mentally and stuff. So
You got to appreciate the dry humor though too when it happens. When it happens, he's gonna catch you so off guard. You know, there's gonna be like some really intense moment going on, and then he's gonna say something that is just meant to like break the tension, and it's gonna be so dry, and he's not gonna crack a smile or anything when he says it, and you're not gonna know how to react.
Great.
Sorry, I didn't mean to jump in ahead of Pat, but
I don't know. I think I've played college basketball already, so I don't know how much different it could be. Maybe just different drills, but I'm excited for like the new experience of learning under new coaches for sure, because you can learn anything or like different things from different coaches, you know. So,
well, my 2 cents from the sports information angle is donut pivots and 2-hand passes. If you guys can do those things, be a lot less whistles.
Practice will go a little bit faster.
So, want to go back to your pickup games and anything. Is there anything that you can share that's been either really funny or like something that's stuck out from you, like a great play that's happened, or either one of those things, or both, if you can or want to share?
you want to tell it, Josh?
nah, you say.
Nah, it's one particular day comes out, and just everybody was just super competitive, and me and Josh were on the same team, and me and Josh, we spend a lot of time together, like off campus and everything. So we talk about like being intense, talking trash, all of that, all the time. And it just got super intense one day. We're just talking trash. Me and him just talking trash to whoever. It was super fun, because you just got the best out of everybody, and it was just a good run. So I think that day, I think about that when I think about pickup with the guys.
Explain, because I feel like there's an art to talking trash where you're not like, like you're trying to get on people's nerves, right? But like you said, it kind of brings out the most competitive side and the best in people, and like makes everybody better. So like, how do you walk that line where you're like,
it's also got to be a little different when you're trash talking your actual teammates versus
right.
Yeah,
but like I guess with me, and Josh can speak on it, but like I don't really, when I'm trash talking and we're playing pickup, whether you're my teammate or you're somebody I'm just playing the pipe, it goes the same way. Because especially like, I guess like coming in and just like working out with the guys and everything, it's fun, but when you really get to see like how people play when they're upset at you and when they want to come at your neck. And I enjoy seeing that, because 90% of the trash talk is really for yourself. And then the other 10% or 5% is to like at them. And then the extra 5 is if you're really getting under their skin, to get under even more. So that's how it is for me. I just look at it as super fun and competitive, and then some stuff we can laugh about afterwards.
Yeah, I definitely agree. You know, it's no drop off when I'm talking trash to like my teammate or a competitor, because at the end of the day, like at the time we're all the same competitor. But for my teammates, I want to say I talk trash a little bit more, just because I want to get it's more fun, and it kind of like ticks you off more when it's coming from your teammate than like somebody you don't know. So, and I kind of just like getting under people's skin too. Like once I find something and like to make somebody tick, I'm gonna just keep going back at it and try to make them crack.
I guess I'm not gonna let Josh know me too well after hearing all that.
Matt, you talk a lot of trash too. You let your game do the talking.
They doesn't matter. Like it's all the same. You just got to put the ball in the hoop. Either way, it doesn't matter. Doesn't matter.
You just let it roll off as you're out there getting rebounds, and you just put the blinders on, put the earplugs on.
If someone talks to you, then you just laugh at them, and then they get upset. If they're talking trash to me, then there is a problem, because I'm not the one out there scoring all the points. So.
Oh yeah.
That's incredible. Great response. Great response. Something we like to ask everybody that joins us on the podcast, obviously, with times being like they are. What are you guys doing? Are you doing anything different? Have you picked up any new hobbies during the pandemic, like outside of basketball, or something you kind of never saw yourself doing, but with all this time at home or inside or wherever it is that you are, that you've kind of picked up during this time?
Just more basketball.
All right.
I play a lot of golf.
There we go. Okay. I like to play golf.
There you go.
Al injures himself when he plays golf.
Oh, we like to bring that up every time too, as well.
What did you say?
Bring that up. Mike likes. So last summer, God, I got to stop bringing this up on our podcast. But last summer,
everybody knows except for
everybody
the guys
knows.
On the call.
Yeah, right. Last summer, I rolled my ankle walking, playing golf. Stepped in, rolled the ankle, fell, sprained the ankle, broke the wrist on the fall. It was a whole deal. Out for like 3 months. Came back though, redeemed myself. First place I golfed after that same golf course.
You shouldn't tell people that. You just
In fairness, he wasn't. I made him talk about it again.
I did. I didn't want to talk about it. It's okay, Pat. I'm not trying to be an athlete over here.
How about you,
That's
Josh?
right. Now I let Josh know me too well. So next time he sees me, he's gonna. Now I know what's coming.
Only thing for me, I just been watching more shows. I've been watching a lot of drama shows, stuff like that. That's it.
What are you going with? What's on the queue?
Oh, I've been watching lately I've been watching like Grey's Anatomy, Degrassi.
Wow. Throwbacks.
Yeah. I just like stuff with a bunch of drama filled and a lot of plot twists.
All right.
For me, I guess, well, the podcast started off solely as something to pick up during quarantine, but I would say ever since I got to campus, I've just been really big on fashion. I've been getting into that a little bit as well. And I have this real aspiration to model. So I'm really trying to I'm really getting into that and looking at like how to go about stuff like that whenever I want to do that. So yeah, I would say modeling and fashion is something that I've I guess gained an interest for.
Mike, I think you know who's going to be on the schedule poster next year, I guess.
We'll see.
Hey.
We'll see.
We'll see. That's not up to me, so.
I know. We know who wants to be on the schedule poster at least next year.
Thanks, though. Yeah. I walk past every day. You see the one with Randy and Abigail, and I'm just like, man, that's great.
Yeah, wait till you guys get here. We were able to do our little photo shoot day. We go big. We go to the green screen. We got motion on the video boards and everything. It's a lot of fun. So one day.
It will come.
Coming.
It will. All
I
right.
guess one last question before we let you go. This is we're almost out of time. Everybody's got to get back to class and everything. Talk about some players that you grew up idolizing and as you try to model your games after. Pat, start with you.
Oh, Kemba Walker.
Wow, that's an interesting one. Yeah? UConn guy, yeah.
My guy. Yeah, I played just like him, so it works.
It works.
When I was in college, I went to St. John's, so Kemba Walker was at UConn.
Yep.
While I was at St. John's. But my senior year I did watch St. John's beat Kemba Walker in UConn. So
there you go.
Just gonna throw that out there.
They got the bigger prize though.
They did. St. John's beat them in the end of the regular season, and then UConn won the national championship.
They didn't lose again, maybe.
Yeah. No.
Josh, we'll go to you next.
For me, Pascal Siakam, that's my guy.
Yeah.
I always be saying that's my guy. People don't believe I play like him, but I play like him. That's my boy.
Does anybody else agree with you or just you?
I've heard it from 2.
I'll give it to you.
I've heard from a couple people. So.
All right.
No. But no, for me, I grew up like watching like a lot of like throwback players. So like obviously like Michael Jordan, Mitch Richmond, Tim Hardaway. My favorite player is Dwayne Bacon, which is like a like under radar player. He plays for the Magic, but I've been a fan of him since he was in high school. So that's my favorite player like in the NBA. But somebody I would model my game after, I don't really know. I never really like looked towards like NBA players to model my game after, but those are like my favorite guys to play.
Nice.
My favorite guys to watch. Yeah.
Very cool.
Mike, what about you? What do you model
Who
your
do I
game
model
after?
my game after?
Yeah.
Well, my favorite player growing up was Dirk. I wore 41
Okay.
for Dirk.
I could see you being Dirk.
So basically, like, well, here's the thing. When I was playing in the early 90s, there was no such thing as a stretch forward. Like, I was this tall in 7th grade, guys. So like, I was basically very similar to Pat. Get rebounds, stand under the basket, stay out of the way type thing.
How tall are you, Mike?
6'3". I was like, 6'3". I was 6'3" in 7th grade. I thought I was gonna go be 7 feet and play in college and stuff. Just didn't. Even in D3, there's not much use for a 6'3" center. So that's basically all I can do.
Don't let Mike fool you, though. Don't let Mike fool you.
You
should see him on the intramural court.
Yeah, sometimes I get out there. I try not to.
He does.
That's all I try to do at this point. Just don't hurt myself. But yeah, I saw a 7-footer shooting threes, and I was like, I'm playing in the wrong era. Like that's just like, so Dirk was my guy. I didn't model my game after that, but I actually did try to model my game after Larry Johnson when he was on the Knicks.
Oh,
My point guard. That Larry Johnson would always do this thing, like he'd catch the ball in the post, and the point guard or the shooting guard would like come down, and he'd either hand it off or fake the handoff and do like a drop step to the hoop. And we tried to do that in high school. It didn't work. Like, just epic fail. That's enough of my high school stories. You guys will get more maybe next week.
No, that's really what the people are here to listen to, I think.
So I digress. All right. That's all the time we have. It's great to get to know, for everybody to get to know you guys. We're looking forward to seeing you on campus really soon. So everybody stay safe. Once again, this was Josh Odunowo. I butchered that. Wow. Odunowo. I'm going to get it right. So once again, this is Josh Odunowo. Oh, wow. I'm just going to.
We're keeping it. We're keeping all this. We're keeping all this. Josh Odunowo.
Yep.
Zay McLean and Patrick Harding. That's who we just spoke to. Hey
that
guys,
is who we just talked to.
Thanks for coming on.
Yeah, thanks for saving me, Kyle.
No problem. I love it. I just wanted to keep all that, so that's why I jumped in.
Appreciate it, guys.
SID screwed up names, so anyway.
Wanted to keep it.
Yep, we're keeping it. That'll do it for this week's episode of Inside Columbia Basketball. Thanks again for listening. We'll be back next Friday with a brand new episode. So come back to Twitch or catch us on all the major podcast platforms. For Kyle Matrician, I'm Mike Kowalski. We'll see you next week. Wow. Sorry for butchering.
And we're out.
That's fun.